up, I saw the magic. Love when I'm ripping the plastic. Love when I'm popping the elastic. 777 on the deck, you ain't never hear nobody from that.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. Yeah, it's your girl Evelina. As y'all can tell by the title today, I am going to be opening up something personal about my breakup with me and my ex. I really hope that this gives clarification to why I don't hang out with certain people anymore, why I just separate myself, okay? I want to share the actual story because on his channel, he shared part of it, but he didn't say everything. I want to share my side of the story, or the whole story of basically the whole breakup and situation. And yeah, so we're just gonna get into the video. Okay. In my normal space or area, and I just came to make this part of the video. When I was editing, I was just trying to get through the story, but there will be messages show from Instagram and my actual messages where these messages went on for days of me and him arguing. Disclaimer, I don't know if there's gonna be names in this clip, but again, there's not to bash anybody. This is not to do any of that particular thing. I'm just showing y'all so that my name can get cleared, because people think that he's a good person. In reality, he is a good person. He just wasn't a good person to me, and I understand that we were still kids at the time, so it was understandable. But if there's names in the messages, I'm sorry, but I'm not blocking or blowing out any names to make somebody else feel comfortable. Clock that. So yeah, there's like 4 or 5 messages plus posts that I will be showing y'all in the video. So yep. But we're just gonna start off with the fact that me and Aiden were just 2 people that were not meant to be there. We're gonna start off with the fact that me and Aiden knew each other because our parents grew up together. So my mom and dad and his mom and dad, and then my friend's mom and dad, my whole friend group parents went to the same school. At the time, like I said, my whole friends and parents went to school together. I'm sorry, y'all. My walk. Oh, it is 12:46 right now, and I'm making this video. But our parents went to school together. At the time, I was living with my grandparents, and my grandparents had strict standards. Ooh, dimple. I'm so excited because I've never seen that before. But I had strict grandparents, and I wasn't allowed to date, and I wasn't allowed to have boys for friends. But since I grew up with him, the shenanigans and stuff, it was all part of that. It was most definitely all part of it was all part of, hold on, I'm trying to find a word and I cannot find it. But anyway, they let it slide because it was all part of the shenanigans that we had going on. I'm just going to say that for now because I cannot find the actual word I'm trying to use. So yeah, they let it slide because it was all shenanigans going on. And me and Aiden were like buddies. Me, Aiden, and his sister parents were like buddies. Buddies. Me and Aiden went to different school from from where I went to. Mind y'all, you had the south side, you had the north side. South side was a school that I went to. The south side school, that side had huge houses, 2-floor houses to begin with. It had 2-floor houses and stuff like that. And I'm trying to find the word. 2-story building, 2-story houses. My school that I went to was a outside school. So basically, to get to our next class, To get to our excuse the background. To get to our next class, we had to walk outside. When I mean walk outside, you can see bushes, trees, all that stuff. We never had an actual gym. Our gym was an outside gym. So our basketball court was basically where we had to jog around it. We had to jog around it. So I went there for first grade. Pre-K, I went to a different school, but I went there for first grade. And during first grade, he was not there. None of them were there. Just me and my friends. All my friends, we're just gonna give them names. Aiden and Paris are the main two people I'm talking about right now. But we're gonna get the rest of my friend group's names. Only the 3 people I was hanging out with at the time. So my other 3 friends. Hold up, actually, while they're texting me real quick, I'm gonna ask her, can I use her name? Because it makes it so much easier than have to come up with fake names that I cannot remember. Okay, well, hope she answered back. But anyway, I only hung out with 3 of my friends, and Aiden was not there. Paris was not there. They never went to our school. We all grew up together, but we hung out outside of our school. She said, for what? Okay, so we hung out outside of school. As we hung out outside of school, like, personally, hung out outside of school, we never knew what school each other went to. Our parents fell out after a certain time. His parents fell out with my parents. We weren't allowed to hang out around each other, but we still snuck and hung around each other. Okay, clock it. She said period. She said period. Go ahead. Just don't bash my name. Girl, I'm not gonna bash your name. So it was me, Paris. Paris and Aiden did not go to school at the time, but I'm gonna show you all the friend groups. It was me, Aiden, Paris, my friend Samaya, Delilah and Delania are my best friends. They're twins. And so it's Paris and Aiden. They're twins. We all were in a friend group, but Aiden and Paris did not go to our school. Samaya, Delilah, and Delaney are my 3 best friends. They all went to the same school as me. There were more friend groups, plus their boyfriends went to my school too. We all were in friend groups. During first grade, it was cool. We all were hanging out and stuff like that. Nothing personal happened, nothing like I thought was personal. During second grade, we're gonna fast forward to second grade. During second grade is when Aiden and them moved to our school. Aiden moved to our school during second grade year. They came from north side of the school, the north side of Florida. Okay, Florida. I lived in Miami, Florida, but also lived down south. They came from the north side. So basically, me and him were talking, and then me and my friend group, one of my friends fell out in the friend group because I wanted to hang out with Paris and Aiden. They hang out with them. And it wasn't that, y'all, we did not think that we were gonna date in the future. I just wanted to hang out with him because, y'all, our parents felt, me and his parents felt, everybody else's parents, nobody knew the feeling that it was to feel. Everybody else's parents were still, like, cool, got it alive. My parents were still cool with their parents. Only parents that my parents were not cool with was Aiden and Paris' parents. So it was like, it was hard to try to be friends with somebody that your parents don't like their parent. So they try to make the kids take it out on each other. Da-da-da. In the second grade, in the middle of second grade, me and Aiden had to work together for a project. The thing is, again, our parents did not like each other, so it made it hard for our project to even, become a project to begin with. It made our project hard because he had to come to my house. So I was with my grandparents at the time. So I was like, you can just come over and we can do the project. We can just do the project, get it over with. Do the project and get it over with. My friend Samaya had asked to come over because she's just like that. She has to go rambling through my grandparents' refrigerator. And she was, I'm pretty sure we all had that one best friend that did that. Like, just go in your grandparents' refrigerator or your parents' refrigerator. But she did that. Y'all, my phone is tripping. It's buzzing. We talked and talked that night, and then he asked for my number. Mind y'all, I got my first phone in 2nd grade. He asked me for, it wasn't an iPhone, but it was an Android at first, or was it iPhone? I think my first phone was an iPhone or Android. I'm not sure what the first phone was, but he asked me for my number, and I was like, I can't give it to you because you know our parents don't like each other, and I was afraid that my dad may go to my phone because I'm still young, so I was afraid that they may go to my phone and may see that number. So it's like, if I give you my number, you can text me as a girl. You can text me as a girl. And if y'all go to church, y'all know that it was against some of our parents and my grandparents' religion to lie or to do things behind my grandparents' back. My grandparents go to church and they still do to say da da da. If y'all do not know, I am Puerto Rican mixed with Bahamian American. Puerto Rican black mixed with Bahamian American. So, my grandparents on my dad's side, I have a great grandma. On my dad's side, y'all know we all have 4 grandparents. My biological grandma, which is my dad's biological mom, passed away when he was young before I was thought about. So, she's out the picture. My great grandma is still alive and my grandpa is still alive. I'm not sure where my great grandpa is, but let's just hope for the best. So I was with them at the time. I was with them and it had become something serious. Me and him were texting day and night. Me and Aiden were texting day and night. Maybe at 2, 3 in the morning, and then we would go to school and talk and see each other. Me and my friend group ended up falling out over a situation that had to do with a hectic, but I'm getting to that as further as I get into the story. Me and Aiden was friends at first, so it was like, nah, we're not gonna date, we're not gonna do this. I don't remember how old we were in 2nd grade, but I do remember that we were a little young. Me and him got together when we were 10 years old. It was the first boyfriend I ever had. My parents approved it. It was cool. The first boyfriend I ever had. I keep saying it. The first boyfriend I ever had. The first boy I was ever friends with. I'm trying to keep my eyes, because my eyes are crazy acting up. And my eyes are watery. But me and him became friends and stuff. And it wasn't anything serious like that. At first, as I keep saying, it wasn't nothing serious. Before I get into the rest of this, I'm gonna just give a disclaimer. This is not to bash anybody, but I feel like he should have told the full story on why, and it made me like a bad person because I'm not a bad person. I just wanted to clear my side, just clear the air because why not? I wanted to clear the air because I was tired of looking like the villain. I was tired of looking like the bad person every single day. I was just tired. I was tired looking like the bad person 24/7. So, fast forward to us dating. Me and him started dating when I was 10. I've never kissed a boy before, if that's what y'all asking. I've never kissed a boy before, and I still haven't. I've never told a boy I loved him before, and I still haven't. Me and him started dating when we were 10, and the first day, he asked me to be his girlfriend on Valentine's Day, and I said yes. It was like something hidden. We had feelings for each other, but I wasn't allowed to express that to him because, again, I wasn't allowed to date. I wasn't allowed to have boys friends. He go to church, my grandparents' church, so I was only allowed to hang out with him because he go to church. When I turned 10, on my 10th birthday, he told me that he had feelings for me, and I told him the same. Mind y'all, he is 16, about to be 17. I'm 15, about to be 16, so he's a year and a day older than me. When he was 11, I was turning, well, his birthday is December 2nd, mine is December 3rd. So he already turned 11. I was turning 10 years old. I was turning 10 years old, and he had told me that he liked me. At the time, I'm 10, so I didn't really know how to say like extravagant words like, "Oh, I love you too," or "I like you too." Because mind you, I never told a guy I loved him unless it was my parents. Because you're always supposed to tell your parents you love them and you appreciate them. But I was like, I didn't know how to say "I like you" back, so I was like frozen. I stayed in the corner, on the right side of the corner. And my camera, it looks like I'm pointing at the left, maybe the right, whichever one y'all can see on the camera. Left or right, I don't care. Just, I went on the right side of the wall. And basically, when I went on the right side of the wall, he followed me there. He was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm okay. I just need a day or two to think about this. You know, we were mature for our age. I just need a day or two to think about this." Mind y'all, at the time, I did not know he was living on the north side, so I didn't know he was living on the south side. No, he was living on the north side. The north side was, y'all know how like the south side is like supposed to be gang related type stuff, but it was the peaceful, quiet side. The north side was the gang. So we had to catch the train or the bus, to get to him. So me and my best friend, we snuck at the house one night, and I caught the train to go to him. And then his mom was looking for him, and the whole time she ran into me, and I looked at her so shocked. My face was stuck because I knew exactly what was going to happen. She was going to tell my parents that I was hanging out with him, and that's exactly what happened. We went to school the next morning, and my parents talked to me when I got home and told me to stay away from him and stay away from that side because I'm not supposed to be over there. She never told my parents what time I went to their side of town. She just said that I was over there and that she seen me with her son. She never told my parents, "Oh, she did this or she did that." She never told my parents that I was on that side of town with him at 9:30. Everybody in my house was asleep, so we snuck out the house. Okay. Fast forward to days later, where it's now February 14th, and I told my grandparents I had to come up with something. It was February, we were going to go back. February 12th, I had told my grandparents, I like him. I have feelings for him. I have these feelings, they won't go away. You can't make them go away. It's normal. I'm a kid. I have feelings. They can't just go away like that. And I like him. He's my crush. I like him. My grandparents looked at me and they started smiling. My grandparents have been married for 58 years, by the way. Clocking. And I told him, I stood up to myself. I was like, I like him. I like him. That. I like him. So basically, what happened was we were talking, and then that's when they came up with the idea on Valentine's Day with his parents to let us date. To let us date. I believe it was February 14th at 4:30 p.m. He took me on the park to a picnic. We didn't go to school that day. So my friends, again, were mad at me because I promised to go to school with them. But we did go to school, actually. We just left school early, but we went to school. He bought my gifts to school. We went on a picnic or whatever. And then that's when everything started happening. It was a cardboard thing, or poster saying, "Would you be my girlfriend?" Our grandparents were there, and his mom was there, and my dad was there because my mom wasn't around at the time. She was not around as of in there, always at work or something, so she wasn't around at the time. So it was just us, and then my mom knew about me and him dating, and she wasn't very happy. She wasn't very pleased because nobody got her consent to let us date. My mom is the type of parent that's like, we can't date. I can't have a boyfriend. I just can't have a boyfriend. Y'all, I'm trying so hard not to cry right now. So yeah, me and him started dating. Me and my best friends fell out over him because after we started dating, I was hanging out more with him than I was with them. And it was because it was my first boyfriend, y'all. I didn't know nothing. So I was just following him around. Like, you want me to hang out with you? I'm gonna hang out with you. My friends did not like him for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe I know why now, but because I'm older. But they didn't like him. So they were always stirring the pot and stirring drama. Mind y'all, we all grew up together, but it's hard when your parents don't like each other. So this feels longer than I expected. But so we took the time out today to just make it, I don't know how to put it. But fast forward, it is now turning into a year of us dating, and things are going weird. I turned 11, he turned 12, so he's already going through puberty at the time. Puberty at the time. When I had so when we first started dating, he was being weird, like asking questions on I wanna, y'all know, like, and I was like, I don't know what that is, so I'm not gonna do it, because I know what I'm doing, and I don't know what it is. When I turned 11, he was 12, the question was brought up again, just in a different format. He asked me have I ever felt what a guy's cock felt like. I really hope don't get for saying this on YouTube, but he asked me did I know how a guy's cock or penis felt like. I'm gonna block that out because there's probably gonna be kids watching this. But anyway, I'm sorry for the language. But anyway, he asked and I was like no, and I don't want to know how that feels. I'm good. Mind you, I've had trauma experiences from past things that just I liked him basically. I knew how a guy, because I was, at a young age. But I like because it's no one's business what happened to me in my past life. It's no one's business about what went down in that category consensual thing. Okay? So me and Aiden at the time, we were just looking at each other, and then he asked me, did I do that? I was like, no. My job, this question kept being brought up thousands and thousands of times before it stopped. So then I turned 12 and he turned 13, which made 2 years of us dating. I now got my period, my cycle. I was cramping bad. When I first got my cycle, I didn't cramp at all. I didn't have cramps at all. This is the part that y'all been waiting for. I didn't have cramps at all. Me and Aiden used to spend holidays together to where it came Christmas, Thanksgiving, Valentine's Day. Like, we spent holidays. Our families used to collab the holidays together. We used to go on trips together. Like, that's how bad this relationship was tied in. That's how bad this relationship was. In a bunch. It was in a bunch. So, yeah, I have to get my nose done. I'm gonna do it myself though, because I always do. Lay down. But anyway, back to off topic. But it was like teams to see like pieces that were falling into place that I started to see, but I was stupid to see. I was clueless, or I just didn't care for it at the time because like we're young. So he's like, I'm like, we're young, so he's like, okay, it's not my business to be going through his phone. He used to hide his phone from me and stuff. And mind you, we're young, so my feelings are and I'm already on my cycle, so my feelings are like crapped up in a bunch. My first cycle ever, my period started, it's my first period, so I'm like crabby. I'm upset and I'm getting overwhelmed, and I'm starting to cry. Me and him started to cry. Me and him started both crying because he was like, I'm not doing anything. You can't trust me. I thought, like, this is 2 years of a date. You can't trust me. I can't trust you. I was like, no, it's not that. I'm like, it's like you're not paying me attention. I was on my cycle, so I'm like, I want you to pay me attention. I don't know why, but every time I'm on my cycle, I want my man to pay me attention. Right now with my current boyfriend, with the boy that my current boyfriend right now, like, I want you to show me attention. Even though I'm not on myself. And I'm saying current boyfriend right now because he's the boyfriend that I am with right now. I'm going to say it a different word, but current right now is going to be the one. If he had a problem, he could see me. Okay. But anyway, it was just getting there. And then that's when Mia came in the picture. Mia, if y'all know, this girl I'm beefing with, I posted on my thing about bees are weird. If y'all go check my community posting, y'all see what I said. She's 19 going on 20. Clock it. Clock it. But she came in the picture and things started to fall apart. Mia started was like, she at the time when she came to see us, she was like 17. Because she was like 15, 16, 17. I don't know. Because she's 19 now. So, and I'm 15 now. About to be 16. She's going to be 20. She's going to be 20. She's going to be 20 January 1st. So, I don't know how old she was. But I know she was young. She wasn't an adult just yet. So, at the time, it was like, y'all, my toe hurts because of practice. But, so if I'm doing this or y'all hear noise, it's because my toe is hurting and my finger. So, basically, me and Aiden were talking. I have a sneeze, but it won't come out. And me and Aiden were talking, and then that's when the question was brought up again. Do I want to? I was like, no, I don't want to do that. No, we're still young, technically. We're still young. So we shouldn't be worrying about doing that right now. We should just be right now enjoying childhood while we still can, because once adulthood comes or teenager life hits, it's going to hit hard. I'm like, okay, it's going to hit hard. Like, probably it's gonna hit hard. So you gotta make sure you on stamina with that, because it's gonna hit hard. It's gonna hit hard. You best believe me, it's gonna hit hard. So yeah, it's gonna hit hard. But at the same time, I was confused, and I was just like, I was confused, and at the time I did that. At the time I was confused, and I did not know what none of this stuff means. So going to 3 years of us dating, he is now 13, and like I said, he's now turning 14, and I'm turning 13. This is when we broke up. So again, Mia was in the picture when I was 12 and he was 13. Mia was like, he's not a good guy for you. You know, he's just not the right person for you. That's something you tell a friend when you're jealous of the relationship. But she was like, he's not a good guy for you. He seems weird off to me. Is basically what she said. She seemed weird off. It's the part he left out his story where we ran into Mia. Me and Mia and my father them had issues with her in the past because she lied about me being her sister, in a way of like, her mom came and told my dad that was his child, like. And so I tried to give her a second chance because, okay, if it was your mom's idea to do that and you're a child, just imagine, you gotta do what your parents tell you. So fast forward, we're now, like I said, it's now, I'm 13, he's turning 14. We broke when I was 13, 14. I was gonna say we broke up when we were 13, but he's a year older than me. So when I was 13, he was 14. So mind y'all, we're growing together, and it is the day or 4 days before Christmas. We all went to Miami because I did move from Florida to Georgia. We went back to Miami for a trip. All of us, we got an Airbnb. On my friend, it was on my friends plus my two of my new friends that I moved to Georgia with. One of them was Brianna Taylor. Yeah, Brianna Taylor, which is my best friend that lives in part of Atlanta. She lives in Atlanta. And then my other friend, is her name Jayla? Wait, Jayla. Her name is Jayla. My best friend Jayla. Yeah, I went to Florida and it was just us, the boys, my boyfriend, and then their friends. They didn't have boyfriends at the time, so it's like, okay, third one, they're not. They all went to family, my mom, their mom, like all got to know each other. Got to Florida, my grandparents were there too. It was like a family reunion type thing. We had got an Airbnb with 10 bedrooms in there, so everybody had their own room, and I had my own room. Basically, me and my friend shared room. Basically, we had a queen size bed, a master bedroom. Like right now, as y'all can see, your girl's bed is quite big. It still goes down. It's right here, but it continues right here. I have a little much of a big bed. But it was to the point where it was agitating to me, if that makes sense. It was agitating because I did not know whether I wanted to believe it or not. So basically, December 21st of that year, I forgot the year because I'm just doing things because I forgot when I was old or younger. But it was December 21st, and me and him had talked about something, and it was brought up again about me and him. And I was like, what's your problem? And he's like, I'm a guy, and guys have needs, and you know, you have needs too, and I know you have needs. I was like, but I'm not into that stuff. Like, again, we're so young. We should try to enjoy our childhood while we still can, because you're about to be an adult right now, as y'all can tell. He's 16, about to be 17. You're gonna be an adult before I become an adult. Like, I'm 15, about to be 16. You're gonna become an adult before you know it. And it's like, let's enjoy childhood, because we're gonna get to live once. You're gonna wish we enjoyed this childhood. We're gonna wish that we went back and did some crazy things that we shouldn't have done. So on December 21st, we were playing the game. It was called the Ouija. We had the Ouija board. So, boom. Mia did not make it until December 23rd. So, everybody's cool. We played the Ouija board. We had snacks, and we stayed up until 5 in the morning. And on December 22nd, we all went shopping for Christmas stuff. Like, the gifts they already bought, but the food and stuff, they went shopping for food and stuff to cook on Christmas and stuff like that. So, me, Aiden, Paris, Mia didn't come until December 23rd, but it was all of us. Me, Paris, Mia, Aiden, Delilah, and Delania, Jayla, and Brianna. We were all hanging out together, all 8 of us, plus Jordan. Jordan is a boy, by the way, my friend's boyfriend, which is Delilah's boyfriend. It was Jordan. It was Aiden. I'm just saying all the boy names. It was Jordan. It was Aiden. It was, what's that guy's name? I forgot. Oh, we're gonna call him Shorty because that's my favorite name for him because he's shorter than me. But Shorty. It was all 3 of us. And his actual name though is Matthew. His actual name is Matthew, but I call him Short because he's short. Pretty short. Okay. But Matthew, Aiden, and Jordan were friends. They grew up together just like the rest of us. So we all grew up together basically. December 22nd, my parents went shopping and we all went shopping to get some snacks for our party and stuff. Christmas party. That was December 23rd. December 23rd comes, mind you, everybody's cooking the day before Christmas Eve. They're getting the stuff ready to cook for when Christmas Day, so we can sit at the table and eat as a family. We started our game, and then Mia came. She was in my bed, and this is where it goes, y'all. And Aiden was like, "You know what I want for Christmas? I want me and you to da 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 da." And I was like, "Bro, why do you keep asking that? We're young. Why do you want to keep doing that? Why do you keep asking that?" So boom, I was like, "I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna go downstairs. I had me a ginger ale. Went downstairs, had me some gummy worm things, and I called that myself a night. I slept downstairs in the basement area of the game room. Me and my friends slept down there because the TV was down. We had two TVs. It was one on the main floor where the kitchen and stuff at, and the dining rooms and stuff, where they was like, I don't know how y'all have a regular room, and then the game room downstairs. The TV was there, but y'all had to go through the main room to get to the TV, and then there was beds on the other side. Either way, we were laying down. I fell asleep, and then only people were not down there was Aiden and Mia. Mia then woke up. My job is still December 23rd. We stayed up until 5 in the morning of December 23rd. So, mind y'all, Mia had asked can her boyfriend come over. I was like, yeah, it's nice to meet people's man before Christmas. I'm like, that would be a good thing to get to know your boyfriend. So, mind y'all, they're on the phone. Her and her boyfriend are on the phone. So-called boyfriend. I don't know if she was talking to my man on the phone or that was actually her man, but they were on the phone. I left the room and then I came back to get something and she was under the blanket, just like she was doing that to herself. And all I heard was this. I was like, what are you doing in my bed? Like, I'm asking her, what is she doing in my bed? She's like, calm down. I'm going to clean your blankets. I'm going to do all this. And I was like, I'm okay. Just please, why would you do that in my room out of all places? She then proceeded to say, girl, we cool, right? We cool, right? Just calm down. We're cool. We besties. So at this point, I'm irritated because it's like, I understand we're cool, we're besties. But it's like, at the same time, I understand we're cool, we're besties. But at the same time, it's like, bro, you know what I mean? It's like, bro, really? It's what I mean. Like, you know what I mean? If that makes sense. Like, what are you doing? So, we had talked. We had talked about something. We had talked about something. I forgot what we talked about. About her boyfriend coming over. Mind y'all, he came over. Or I guess he did. And then he left. So, then I was looking for my boyfriend. Mind y'all, I'm looking for my boyfriend. And me and my friends walked in on him, you know, jacking off. And then they closed the door and I walked in there. I was like, what are you doing? And he was like, look, I have needs. And I understand that you don't want to do this right now. And that's okay. So I'm trying to apply pressure to release some of this stress and steam off me. I'm like, bruh, it's not that deep. It's not that serious. So mind y'all, Mia and Aiden were staring at each other entire night at the dinner table. It is now reaching 10 o'clock at night. They're staring at each other at the dinner table and stuff. She was biting down on her food and stuff, and then she looked at him. He looked at her, and he looked at me, and he was like, and I'm like, what y'all doing? What y'all, like, what's all this going on? My parents, my grandparents, seeing how we were acting, and da-da-da. We went back to the room. Me and him got into an argument, and I was like, bro, you being petty and childish because I don't want to sleep with you. You're doing all this because I don't want to have sex with you. Mind you, we're young. I don't want to do that. So, after that, it was crazy because after that, it was so much stuff. Like, so much stuff to do. It was too much. Anywho, it was still December 23rd, and mind y'all, it's 10 o'clock. I said, we got an argument. He broke my lamp thing in my room, my Airbnb room. So my butterfly lamp, because I took it with me. It's like a good luck charm I had it since I was a baby. And he broke it. I started crying because they don't make those lamps anymore. That was a rare, energetic, authentic lamp, and they don't make those lamps anymore. So it's like crying because Yeah, they have butterfly lamps, but it's not the one I had. So I was crying because my grandparents got that from Paris when they went to Paris, and they don't make those no more because that store is no longer in Paris. So I'm like crying and stuff, and I'm trying to fix it by my grandparents. My grandma, she walked upstairs. My grandpa walked upstairs with her, and they see me crying. I'm like, it's okay. It's gotta get fixed anyway. And my grandparents like, you can't fix that back. Mind y'all, my grandparents spent the whole night fixing my lamp, and I'm forever grateful for them. They fixed it. It's beautiful, y'all. It's in my room right now, my dresser. But it has not broken. I pray that it don't break. But anyway, it's still December. It's 11:30, and we're all going downstairs to play a game after the argument. After the argument happened, we're all going downstairs to play a game. It's me, Delania, Delilah, Matthew, and of course, Aiden and me are nowhere to be found. Everybody else, some of my other friends went to sleep. Brianna and Jalea, J-Lo, my bad. J-Lo went to sleep. They went to sleep, and it was just us two. I have different groups up, but them two went to sleep, so it was just them two, and they went to sleep. So now everybody's looking for Aiden and Mia, and then I'm looking. I walk in my room because I'm asking, "Have you seen him?" She's like, "No, I haven't seen him." So I'm going to look for him, and then mind y'all, he's nowhere to be found, but we found Mia. So mind y'all, Mia again is in the room. We walk in, we hear noise like moaning noises, basically moaning noises. And there's like this head under the blanket. I'm like, ooh, disturbing. I don't want to see that. That's her man. I'm kind of upset that she's in my bed though, but I'm leaving. So then I went back in after the fact, and this time they were like, him and Mia were under the blanket like this. The blanket was like this. The blanket was like that, and it was irritating me because I'm like, Mia, don't take this long. And then he looked at me because he heard my voice, and he brought his head from under the blanket, and I looked so shocked. It hurts to this day thinking about it, but I was so shocked, and I was crying the whole entire day and night. And mind you, I just hit 12 o'clock, so I was screaming and hollering. I pulled the knife out on both of them, and I was like, y'all need to leave. Y'all need to get the fuck out, because I don't got time for this. Like, y'all came to on the trip, and he was like, well, she's more mature than you are. She can handle, this grown man D. And I was like, he was like, da da da. And I was like, bruh, really? All this because I didn't want to sleep with you or either be with you? And I was upset. Totally. I was upset. And he tried to talk to me. I was like, no, I don't want to talk. Go away. Leave me alone. We had to spend Christmas together. It's Christmas Eve. And that morning, we all got to open a gift. On Christmas Eve, we all got to open a gift. And then Christmas Day, we got to open the rest of our gifts. So I opened the smallest gift ever that I can take back to my room. Like, it's like a little jewelry box. I opened with bracelets and earrings. Honestly, my ears are closed. I don't wear earrings anymore, but they're closed. As y'all can tell, they're closed. I think. Like, it looks open, but they're closed. I promise. Earrings are struggling to go in that thing. But anyway, it was hard. Anyway. And I was crying the whole entire day. Mia said she was sorry. He said he was sorry. I was like, no, you're not. We broke up the day before Christmas, and I was heartbroken. I went to my room, I cried, and I stayed in. My grandma, she gave me here. My grandpa came in. He was like, what's wrong, baby girl? And I was like, I got cheated on, da-da-da, da-da-da. My grandma was like, it's a part of life. It's going to happen. And I was like, why did it have to happen to me, though? What did I do? Da-da-da. At first, I thought God was punishing me for something, for not doing my grandparents. Like, God actually don't want you to do that, He wants you to wait until you're married. marriage to do that. So you did the right thing, sweetie. My grandpa talked to Aiden, told him to apologize to me, and that we can become friends again. It took me a long time to become his friend again, and a long time to trust him again. But we are friends, just not friends that talk every day because of that situation. And on Christmas Day, we all had to sit around the table and eat. We were eating around the table, and my chair was by his, but I sat by my grandpa, and my grandma sat by my ex at the time. He's my ex. He sat by my ex, which is also not my best friend now. My friend, not best friend. He's not my best friend anymore. He's my friend. But sat by him. And yeah, I agreed not to go back to him. And then me and Mia got into an argument, and then she left. And then ever since then, me and her had beef, and me and him has beef. But we're friends, just friends that don't talk every day. So I hope that this clears most of the air about whether me and him are still together or not, because we're not. Made a video 2 or 5 years ago. I'm gonna put the video here so y'all can go watch the Q&A where I was with him and sitting in the dark. Put the video here or here. It was from my old channel that was recently hacked. Well, that was hacked years ago, so I started a new channel. Wait, I'm gonna put it here or here. And maybe I won't. I'll just put it in the description. But yeah, that was the end of this video. It is a long video, so I hope y'all watch to the end. But make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe, turn on post notifications so you'll be notified every time I post a video, because yeah. But this is the end of the video, y'all. Bye.